Hi guys, today I want to talk about the Russia-Ukraine war. And the reason I want to talk about it is because I've seen the divide on social media. And not just on social media, I've watched videos on the ground all over Black Africa. There's such a divide. You have our people saying, I stand with Russia, I stand with Putin on the one hand, and you have some other people saying, I stand with America, I stand with NATO on the other hand, and it has so divided us. And I'm just wondering, like, what is going on? Some of you will know I went there, I went to the front line to see things myself, to understand things myself. And I did that for the purpose because our people, especially Nigerians, were trapped there and I wanted to help. I wanted to raise money and I wanted to be part of the efforts to help evacuate them. But then I'm just a bit concerned about this divide that I'm seeing amongst our people. Now, I'm a black African and that's my constituency. I love the world, but I mean, I came into this world as a black African. So when stuff affects black Africa, I mean, it particularly concerns me. Why are we so divided over Russia and the West? Why? I mean, is this our war? I mean, how does it affect us? How does it affect like our bread and butter? I'm going to give you a very good example. As I speak to you right now, America is still buying Russian oil, and not just America. You know, Several NATO countries are also buying Russian oil. Now, why is America buying Russian oil? They're buying Russian oil because to do otherwise would mean that gas prices, fuel prices, what they call petrol in some African countries, will go up. And then there are political consequences in their country because it's going to lead to inflation. And so they don't want it to lead to inflation. So they want lower gas prices in the country, lower fuel prices. And so they keep on buying Russian oil till today. As you're watching this, they're still buying Russian oil. Now, Russia is still selling oil to them because they need money to fund their war effort in Ukraine. So they cannot do without that money. So they are still selling oil to them. Now, if America is buying oil from Russia, and if Russia is selling, oil to America, I mean, are they really fighting? Are they really fighting? So why should you, a black African, now support one or the other? Why won't it just be neutral? Why won't it just be neutral? The Prime Minister of Afghanistan, sorry, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, Imran Khan, there's something he said yesterday. 23 Western ambassadors went and they met him and they were trying to encourage him and to condemn the war in Ukraine. And then he told them, he said, look, are we in Pakistan your slaves? Now, that's the question we should be asking in Nigeria. Nigeria's government has issued a policy, we condemn the war. Look, if in terms of leaning, I'm likely to lean with the Americans. That's just me personally. But I would prefer to be neutral, and I would prefer my continent and my people to be neutral. Why? I mean, you are buying oil from these people, and this person is selling oil to you. So, in other words, while we are emotional and sentimental about this war, these guys, both the Russians and NATO and America, they are not being emotional or sentimental. They are looking after their own interests. Look, it's in our best interest to buy oil from these people, whether they are fighting our ally or not. And then this other one say, Russia say, oh, it's in our best interest to sell oil to these people. No, enemies don't buy and sell to each other. Enemies don't trade to each other. These people, they are not really enemies. Their interests, they are looking after their own interests. And then you are looking at your own, you are taking decisions based on your emotions. And while they are taking decisions based on their interests. And it's the same thing you see with black Africans when the European Football League is on stream. You see black Africans, and I've seen it several times, they fight each other because you support Chelsea, I support Arsenal, you support Manchester City, I support Manchester United, you support Liverpool, I support Leeds, you are supporting the La Liga, I support Serie A, you support Juventus, I support Barcelona, and then we start to fight each other. Now, a lot of times, when you're watching a European soccer, when you're watching a European football match, the reason why there is so much rivalry, and you have to understand it, I schooled in England, so I understand it, is because football clubs, they were attached to towns. They're attached to towns. And so there is a lot of rivalry between one town and the other town. So for instance, Watford, is a town. They have their own football club. And then another town, maybe West Ham, in another town, they have their own football club. So it's just some kind of rivalry. So when you see them at the football match, there's that rivalry. But you in Africa, what is your stake in those clubs? What's your stake other than you just have an emotional connection to them? What's your stake? The other reason why there's a lot of, like there's a lot of bravado and a lot of bluster in European footballs matches is because when they're going to watch a game, most of them, they've gone to like William Hill, they've gone to Betfred. These are sports betting agencies and they put a lot of money on these matches. So they are financially connected. So they want their team to win because it's going to affect their pocket. But a lot of times you in Africa, you're not financially connected. It's not your town. You don't have any money in the game, but then you're just emotionally connected, and then you begin to fight another African that is supporting another club, and now you have brought that same spirit to this Russia and Ukraine war. Now you're now fighting and hating and your own fellow African brother on social media and on the ground telling them, no, you don't know. It is like this. Putin is doing it like this because of like this. And then no, it's not like that. It's America. Look, America has their mouth. Putin and Russia, they have their own mouth. Let them fight for themselves. Let them do their own propaganda. They don't need you. Ask yourself, what are you gaining from this war? What are you gaining from this war? The only reason I went there is to help my people, Black Africans, and specifically Nigerians. What is your own stake that you are fighting your brother, you are fighting people on social media? What is your own stake? What is your own stake? I'll tell you something. Look, if any African country is fighting a war today, both of these people will sell you guys weapons, will sell us weapons to fight each other and kill each other. So we have to stop this emotional response in Africa and start thinking in terms of our interests. Now, my name is Renan Mokri. I hope I've explained this to you properly. And if not, well, I hope that someone else can explain it to you better. Thank you for watching and may God bless you.